The headlines tonight: NATO annulled after delegate swallows treaty. I'm so sorry, yells exploding cleaner. And bearded cleric in oily chin insertion. Those are the headlines. God, I wish they weren't. Top gits tonight. News presenter sacked in attempt to sell house to David Owen.
75,000, would that be enough, do you think?
And spiders will never speak, insists ambassador.
I don't think so myself. I should be very surprised if they did it in public, and I should be equally surprised if they did it in private.
There's growing evidence this evening that suspects held in police cells are being eaten by police. This report from Ted Moore has that story.
4 men vanish overnight from a Reading police cell. The next detainee complains of a drain blocked with caked blood and pieces of fat on his floor. A drunk man in Chatham is banged up for the night and has his arm punched full of holes. He says the police tried to fill his arm with garlic. Just part of an increasingly muscular body of evidence that, say activists, proves that suspect eating is on the increase and that the increase is getting rapid. The best evidence of all is this: a Bow Street bastard. A special truncheon used for beating suspects which tears out cubes of flesh small enough to fry. Activist Harkin Petty says this is just one piece of evidence of suspect eating from a huge list in his head.
And it's nonsense.
Unexplained disappearances from police cells have doubled in the last year. Records show suspects are regularly weighed and smeared in oil. But police say this is just standard practice for young offenders. Campaigners are calling for immediate action. Without it, they say, thousands of suspects across the country could be eaten tonight by panicking policemen.
It's just been It's just been announced there's to be a special inquiry into the government's handling of the Froome shipping deal, which flew to pieces last month amid accusations of gross ministerial misconduct. Our economics correspondent, Peter O'Hanrahan, is with the Minister for Ships, Michael Crane. He's just prized him out of an emergency meeting.
I'm with the Minister for Ships, Michael Crane.
That's everything I've just said comes spewing straight back out of his stupid slab of a face.
Mr. Crane, choppy waters for the government.
Not at all, Peter. This procedure was entirely proper, and I think the inquiry will prove that the government's handling of this matter was entirely proper.
So the government's ship back on course?
Absolutely.
Back to you, Chris.
Peter, what the hell was that? This man's made a big-scale cock-up here. You let him get away with it. Now, let me speak to him. Put your earpiece next to his head and stand still. Now, Minister, there's reason to believe that you lied to the House. How do you answer that?
Well, that is a very serious and unfounded allegation, and I'll be making a statement to the House based on the preliminary inquiry next week.
A week is a long time in politics.
Rab Butler.
Shut up, Peter. Now, Minister, did you or did you not lie to the House?
I will be making a full statement to the House next week.
It's a simple question, yes or no. Did you or did you not lie?
As the Minister for Ships sprawls on the pin, it's back to you, Chris.
No, it isn't, Peter. He's about to answer the question. He's about to admit to lying to the House. You've let him get away again. Where's he gone?
Over there.
Well, get him back.
He's in a cab.
Peter, you've lost the news. What are you going to say?
Sorry.
Look like you mean it. Look down at the ground and say sorry.
I'm sorry.
Peter, next time you cross the road, don't bother looking.
Sorry.
Travel now from Valerie Sinatra in her pod a mile above the centre of Great Britain. Valerie, talk me some road.
Well, you're gagging for it, Chris, so here goes. Yeah.
The M4 between Reading and London is still solid. That's due to the lorry driver having shed his skin across 3 lanes, so watch out for oily patches there. The M40 southbound still slow due to that earlier large accident. Police reckon they should have finished bagging and labelling everything by about midnight. Meanwhile, mobile vehicle crushers are in operation in Cardiff on red line routes. So if you're illegally parked there, they will crush your car to the size of a Satsuma and simply hand it back to you.
I love Satsumas.
Well, so do I, Chris, but I don't think I'd like to drive one.
Yeah, but I bet if you did, you'd do it really well.
Finally, a look at the capital, which is London. Worse than ever tonight, I'm afraid. Lots of cars on Oxford Street being slowed down by their own lights. So I'm afraid your fast, speedy sports car, no use to you at all tonight, Chris.
Thanks very much indeed, Valerie, and I'm sure Alan will agree she certainly is one for a fast car.
She certainly is. I prefer something a little bit more comfortable myself.
Ah, well, with me, Alan, it's comfort and speed every time.
Well, a fast car's a safe car.
Of course, in the States, we drive a whole lot slower than you guys.
Actually, I think statistically, slower cars are actually more dangerous.
Yeah, but you can't be saying we should get rid of the speed limits.
No.
Now the sport with Alan Partridge.
Thanks, Chris. And it's a special desk of sport this week as we look forward to all the sporting action that will take place in this year's 1994 World Cup finals in America in Alan Partridge's World Cup Countdown to 94. Goal! Yes, 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 yes! That was a goal. Goal! Striker! Eat that! And another! Bing bang, stick it in. Thank you and good night. Twat! That was liquid football. Shit! Did you see that? He must have a foot like a traction engine. Goal! Well, it's going to be 3 weeks of non-stop action, and to help us along and add a little bit of colour and fun to the proceedings, I've got with me a soccer meter. What's that, Alan? Well, I'll tell you, it's very simple. It's to explain the group system. Now, first of all these long arms here, these long signposts, are the venues where the matches will be played. Dallas, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and so on. If you look at me from above, you can see that these are the group. This is the group system. It's 14 groups: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, and there are 4 rounds. There's round 1, the red round, yellow round, blue round, red round again. That's my colour coding, not FIFA's. You won't find that with FIFA, just with me. So that's the basis of it, and as you can see, they get progressively fewer towards the centre, the ultimate goal being the World Cup. All right, let's take an example. OK, round 1 is Pasadena. Let's say it takes place in Pasadena, between Chile and Paraguay, something like that. OK, and then we're through to round 2, which is, let's say it's San Francisco. We've not got much time here. San Francisco, and that goes through to Orlando. So let's take it round to Orlando there. Let's move those out of the way. Where's San Francisco? Right, just going to find San Francisco. Where is it? There it is, right. So San Francisco have played Orlando, and then we're through to round 3, Los Angeles. It's not written. It's not written on that side. It should be, but it's blooming not. And then it's whoever went that. Then we're through to the final of the World Cup. Who's that going to be? Goal! The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding in this case is a football. Booth! Eat my goal! The goalie has got football pie all over his shirt. I'm Alan Partridge, and that will be my World Cup 94. You can come too. Join me.
Thanks, Alan. More sport from you later.
Absolutely, Chris. With a bit of luck, we'll have Sandy Lyle on the line.
America now. Oh. If you have a baby in the States, you may well be in for a bit of a surprise when they yank it out. Barbara Wintergreen reports.
San Spirito, California, where Americans keen to brood but too busy to breed pay for a prosthetic pregnancy. This is a natus, a plastic disc implanted inside the womb which expands to give the sensation of labor without being sentenced to children.
And there she is. Can you see her at the top there? There she is. Say hello. That's lovely.
The cervical substitute is the Formica brainchild of doctors Bill McVitie and Mortimer Marcus.
Isn't that extraordinary? Starts out like that, it ends up like that. Isn't that nice?
Within the woman's body.
Absolutely.
Comes out just like this. Woo!
At this fallopian factory, people come for a credit card conception. The price includes labor and delivery, and there's a hefty surcharge on the discharge. Among the thousands of proxy parents forking out for this flexible fetus are Anton and Lally Sampson.
We've really worked hard at, we've given him his own room, he's got his Bon Jovi posters, Sharon's the Red Sox.
But divorcing Americans are causing courtroom chaos in custody battles for their beloved disc. And outside the Natus Institute, Women's League protester Taya Peachman leads a womb vigil against synthetic siring. I believe you've been smashing nadi, is that true?
Yeah, we have nadi smashing by the side of the road to try and de-encouragize the women who come in here thinking that they want a thing in their whom they do not. They can spend their money, but they should just remember that they're women and they have a right to live and to breathe!
That's the beauty of the whole natus thing, is that if a woman wants the pain, if she wants to scream, if she wants to bleed, she can. If, however, she just wants it to pop out like a bar of soap, then she can have that option too.
So it looks like this is one reproduction line where a plastic and placenta go hand in hand. Barbara Wintergreen, CBN News at the Natus Institute, San Spirito, California.
The Day Today, because fact into doubt won't go.
And we've just heard that areas in 3 of Britain's biggest cities are being evacuated due to suspect dogs. Police believe this could be the start of a mainland campaign of dog bombs threatened by the IRA last month. This report from Eugene Fraxby, who's got the story with him, reports.
Oxford Street in London with 3 policemen and a knotted tape barrier. A stray dog was spotted here an hour ago and everybody ran out. Police then isolated the area containing the dog and told the public to clear off. Later they located it and conducted a controlled explosion. But as the remains were being taken for laboratory tests, a second dog ran out from the crowd. It could have been a bomb. The police had no choice. It was over in seconds. A dog and 3 people dead from guns. Being old, they would have died soon anyway. But the dog, which contained no explosive at all, was shot to ribbons in its prime.
By 6 o'clock this evening, a monument had been built, marking the end, perhaps, of the relationship between man and dog, which today went from this to this.
The only way police can neutralize bomb dogs is to spray them with a resin coating which hardens instantly to contain any explosion. The inside of the bomb dog is obviously destroyed, but the outside stays the same shape. However, if the underside is not covered, a highly directional blast launches the animal vertically to a height of over 1,000 feet.
Coming up, new explosive sus laws mean any domestic dog is now a potential hazard. And an eyewitness who was caught up in more bomb dog chaos.
Shooting one policeman in particular I saw, it went,
No!
one guy, I don't know whether he was involved or not, was running away. It went, and he caught him one more time between the eyes. It was horrible. It went, that was as much as I saw, really.
7 more dogs have gone off in the last 10 minutes. Eugene Fraxby.
The 4 hounds exploded in central London without warning, or within yards of government buildings. The Prime Minister put on a brave face, but for many like Tory whip Peter Goodright, the time for calm words is over.
An absolute fucking disgrace. These inhuman sit-for-sales cocksuckers have no place here. In my considered opinion, They are cunts.
Journalist David Mellor added little of interest.
An insolent contempt for public
opinion. And for Junior Health Secretary Paul Mann, words alone could not express his anger. Police are on the alert again this evening and have cordoned off a man in Piccadilly. It's believed he may have eaten a suspect dog last night and could now go off himself.
Sinn Féin have so far denied they are backing the campaign. Earlier today I spoke to their deputy